your host for Yoga Business Bootcamp, and I'm really excited that you're back here today because we're talking about branding, both personally and professionally. So, if this is your first time you're tuning in, go back, watch the other videos, get to know me, set your intention, set your dream job creation, set your goals, and then meet me back here. Today, we are determining our personal and professional branding essentially based off of everything else that you've set. So at this point, you've got an idea of what your dream job looks like. You've set yourself some tangible goals for the next year. You've got an idea of what your future looks like, where you want to see yourself. And knowing that all of that could change, and that's okay, but you can always redo this. And I highly suggest you do actually redo it every couple of months, every year. Always analyzing your why is really important. But today we're going to talk about branding yourself personally and professionally. So there's a lot of different aspects about branding, and people usually, when they think branding, they think, I need a logo and I need colors and all that stuff. And yes, okay, we're going to talk about that stuff. But what we're going to talk about first is thinking about all of the other elements that go into a brand. So let's use Starbucks as an example, because I think that Starbucks does a really good job with their branding. And since they're an international company, you can pick Starbucks out anywhere in the world. I've been traveling Asia for 8 months, and Starbucks has been my go-to in every country that I've been to that has a Starbucks, which has been every country but Myanmar. And Starbucks is really, really great because you can get a tall soy latte anywhere in the world and it tastes the exact same as home. So what has Starbucks done with their brand? Starbucks obviously has their logo. They have their signature cup, which is kind of how Starbucks has become popular. People know the cup. They want the cup. They want to be seen holding the cup because it identifies, oh, I can spend $5 on a latte. I know there's a whole shift in the coffee world to more one-off brands with better quality beans, et cetera, et cetera. We're just going to leave that aside for the purpose of this section, this conversation that we're having. But just thinking about where they've positioned themselves. So they've positioned themselves as luxury, more high end, a brand that you can look cool holding, and they have everything the same throughout all of their different companies. So when you think about Starbucks brand, what words come to mind? So you might think about high end, luxury, expensive, expensive for the quality, standardized, good training, mediocre service, pretty good service. Just thinking about what words come to mind. And so why we're doing this is we're going to transition this to ourselves. So when you go out into the teaching world with whatever you've decided to do, what words do you want people to think of you? So I want people to think of me as happy, knowledgeable, reliable, intelligent. What else? Approachable. I think that's huge as a yoga teacher. Fun, happy, living the life that I talk about. Yeah, those are a couple good ones that come to mind. So thinking about those, I'm a little bit like light and airy, but I'm also deep. Thinking about all these different aspects of your personality that tie into your business. So the reason why we do this is that it's going to help you come up with a bunch of different things. 1, your name. 2, your colors. 3, maybe your logo. All these different things that you want to think about. So you want to consider what colors jive with you, what colors make you feel alive. It's kind of interesting with MBOM because I'm actually not really a maroon person, and I've used maroon now for MBOM yoga and Yoga Business Bootcamp. And the reason why I chose that is it's kind of gender neutral, it's kind of red, it's eye-catching, it's deep. But I really am attracted to things like aquamarine. So if you go look at the World Wanders, it's this beautiful kind of dark sea foam turquoise. That's a color that really draws my attention and that I'm kind of obsessed with and that I love to use for so many different things. Think about what colors match with your personality. Think about what colors match with your target audience, who you're trying to attract, uh, but really make it about you. And then think about, what do you want to call yourself? If you're just going to be a yoga person, you could be Amanda Kingsmith Yoga. Or if you're going to have a business in a different regard, maybe it's something like the Yoga Nomads because they're a duo, or the Connected Yoga Teacher, or Yoga Crush, or Happy Yoga Marketing. Thinking about maybe a name that describes your business so that people know what it is. With NBO, it's kind of interesting because I feel like people don't get it. So I always have Mastering the Business of Yoga with everything because I feel like that's a bit more straightforward. So thinking about all of this different stuff when you decide to name your business and brand it. And then thinking about, what is your mission as a business? You don't necessarily have to have a mission statement, but I think it's a really good exercise to decide, look, what is your mission with your business? Maybe that helps with the tagline or deciding who you're going to be, what you're going to be. And all of this is really important because in the next couple of sections, we're going to talk about specific things like websites, social media, and all of this ties together. And so, one more thing I want to talk about is how personal and professional branding can be the same or they can be different. So, these are decisions you have to make based on your business. Do you want to be one entity or do you have different things? And how does your personal brand affect your business brand? So, what I mean by this, say you decide to do your branding, you have a different company like MBM Yoga. So, you're going to start a different Instagram account for that. And then you've got your personal one. So, I have at Amanda Kingsmith and I also have at Mastering the Business of Yoga. The reason why I did this is because Amanda Kingsmith is very much my personal life, which is not all about the business of yoga. But certainly my life has yoga in it. It certainly has yoga topics, yoga poses, yoga pictures. It's not the business of yoga though. So it made sense for me to separate them. If I was going to be Amanda Kingsmith Yoga, it may have made sense to just change my username Amanda Kingsmith to Amanda Kingsmith Yoga, or to just keep it Amanda Kingsmith and promote that and be a yoga based Instagram account. Just depends what you want. And I think that it's really important to know that if people start following you, they're probably going to follow you on a bunch of different platforms and they're going to really want to get to know you. So looking at how you come across in the public sphere. What do you want people to think about you? Do you have this one account that's all these beautiful yoga poses and you're talking about yoga life and yoga off the mat, and then your other one's all about getting drunk and going to the clubs? You should probably embody the lifestyle in your personal life that you talk about in your professional life. Just think about, how do you want to come across? What things are going to come across depending on the different things you say and talk about and put out there? Because in reality, everything that you put out on the internet, in the world, to people around you, on your Facebook page, that all comes back to your personal brand. So I think that we think a lot about how, okay, I've got this sphere for my business. I've got these places for people to go for my business. That's my business brand. But you've also got your whole personal brand. And your personal brand is everything from, if you combed your hair in the morning, if you put makeup on, if you paint your nails, how you take care of yourself. And I'm not saying you have to do any of these things because I didn't comb my hair, put makeup on, or paint my nails. You don't have to do these things, but just remembering that everything you do, the things you wear, the things you say, embodies your personal brand, and that there's no right or wrong. There's just about how you come across to other people, and thinking about how you want your personal brand to overlap with your professional brands and what you want your professional brand to look like. So go ahead, get started with that, and I will see you in the next section.